Hello everyone. Today I talked about fighting to get you the compensation you deserve after an offshore work accident. Seamen and offshore workers are at risk every day of suffering a serious injury at work. There are many dangers present while working on offshore vessels, such as fires and explosions, gas leaks, heavy objects falling, and extreme weather condition. Maritime law serves to protect workers at sea and ensure that in the event of an injury they are afforded sufficient compensation. Um, Sufficient compensation, including maintenance and cure. Understanding maritime law can often be complex. Many workers are unsure which type of maritime law applies to their injury claim. We have seen many workers accept compensation from their employers that they did not adequately cover their injury cost and which they were not able to change at a later date. As such, it is extremely important that you speak with an experienced maritime lawyer as soon as possible if you have been injured offshore. Speak to our dedicated Houston Maritime lawyers today. At Abraham Watkins, we have been serving the state of Texas for over 70 years, making us one of the longest serving law firm across the state. As soon as you call, we can assign a dedicated Houston offshore and accident attorney to your case, one experienced in helping victims seek financial and Houston, Galveston, and Gulf Coast, Texas, admittedly maritime law. Maritime law, sometimes called admittedly law, is a set of law that applies to maritime workers, employers, and people injured. Generally, the law govern all maritime accident and events that occur on the high seas, such as oil platform accident, dredge accident, and cargo ship accident. The high seas refers to water beyond the territorial water of a country or a state. Maritime law also applies to territorial water that is within 12 miles of the offshore. Experience is helping victims seek financial compensation following a wide range of offshore accident. We have a team of maritime attorney that can help you at the every stage of your case. We know how difficult and stressful it can be injured at work and have to worry about paying for all of your costs. Because of this, we want to help you file a claim under the right maritime law to get you compensated of your injuries and ensure that your rights are protected. Right as protected. Maritime law functions as one of the oldest sets of laws in the country, and as such, it experienced constant change. Traditionally, maritime law only applied to accident and event that occurred on the high seas. However, it now applies to all navigable waters in the United States. Defining navigable water under the law can sometimes be confusing, and most of the law that we use today is based on previous cases attempting to offer a clear definition. This means that any body of water that allow trade between any stranger and foreigner, etc. What is maritime law? Maritime law is a group of law that are specific to maritime workers and their employers, as well as other companies and individuals that work out at sea. They govern what happened following oil platform accident, dredge accident, and cargo ship accident, as well as any other form of an accident on navigable water according to the high sea. The high seas refer to any body of water that is beyond the normal territorial water of a country or state. Maritime law also covers territorial water if it is located within 12 miles of the shore. As one of the oldest sets of law in the United States, maritime law has changed a lot over the past 50 years. Originally, maritime law would only apply to victims who had suffered an accident while on the high sea. This means that any body of water that allow trade between any state or foreign power is classified as navigable water. Currently, navigable water is defined as water that can act as a continued highway over which commerce is or may be carried on with other state of foreign countries. So, if a body of water enable trade or commerce with another state of or a foreign country, it is governed by maritime law. Bodies of water that are part of greater navigable waters will also be governed by maritime law, even if they do not directly connect to another state or country. As such, a body of water that is closed off by a larger piece of land or landlocked will be governed by state law rather than federal maritime law. Where are maritime cases hired in Austin, Texas? Texas state maritime law is based entirely on federal law as provided by Article of the United States Constitution as the federal court have jurisdiction over cases involving personal injury and to property on navigable water. The only area that the state court may apply their own discretion is in relation to the compensation process for victims. Although federal law govern all maritime injuries, injured workers and seamen may be entitled to bring maritime claim in state the and federal court in Houston. Injured maritime workers can bring a personal injury claim under the Jones Act in Texas state court, and offshore oil rig workers can also bring a federal law case to a state court. The crossover between state and federal maritime law can be confusing, and often workers are unsure whether they can bring a claim to a Texas state court. One of the maritime lawyers from our law firm can offer you advice on your injury case and help bring your case to a state or federal case. Thank you.